beautiful Pisces, welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for May 2023. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details, and I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Pisces, this is your monthly reading for May. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome. But just to make you aware, May is a pretty monumental month astrologically. We have 3 major events to look out for, and the first major one is the full moon eclipse, and that's in the sign of Scorpio on the 5th of May. Eclipses, they tend to bring very chaotic energy, but also can bring tremendous change, and they can work for you in the most powerful of ways. Now, being in the sign of Scorpio, this can indicate clandestine changes behind the scenes, both on a personal level and also a global scale. And in terms of global events, you may see something that hits the news in May that is only the tip of the iceberg. It starts to surface majorly at the end of the year. On a personal level, it may also drain your energy. That will be initially, but it does actually encourage you to make powerful changes in your life that you might want to keep to yourself until they are fully realized, okay? So it doesn't mean it's negative, doesn't mean, you're doing anything wrong by hiding things away. It just means that you are working away in secret or in private, making changes that you don't really want anyone to know about until you fully establish them. So this is a perfect time to get projects off the ground. Now, whilst it can be exhausting during the actual eclipse, it will actually offer you a portal of self-knowledge so that you can confront things that you've outgrown and declutter your life. Now, on a global scale, because we are moving into Taurus season, you could see some shocking events unfold in the financial sector this month. And Taurus season, it really governs money, acquisitions, savings, pensions, inflation, financial structures, and alliances. And we've already started to see some major shifts on a global scale towards a more digital currency. You may hear more about that in the news this month, and that may only be the tip of the iceberg. You'll see a little bit more of that as we move towards the end of the year. Now, there are some really positive things happening in May. We do have Mercury going direct on the 15th of May. So if you've been noticing that your internet has been down or having some glitches, or there's been some chaotic events with electrical compliances, or perhaps you've been feeling you couldn't find the right word for something, or like me, you've been stumbling over your words. As soon as Mercury goes direct, you will feel the energy pretty much from the 15th of May, where things become a little bit more efficient and a little bit more streamlined. So you'll definitely be more eloquent. You will have lots of new ideas. Your internet and your phone and your email will all start to work the way it should. Also, you will find it's a perfect time to make a pitch if you have an idea, or perhaps launch a project, or give a presentation, or even take an appraisal at work. It will work out in your favor. Also, if you're wanting to sign contracts or buy electronic purchases, after that Mercury direct, it's a perfect time. Then Jupiter, it actually moves into the sign of Taurus, and that is with us all until May next year. Now, Jupiter is a planet of good luck, abundance, expansion, and good fortune. So this is a really positive time to connect to prosperity. Because it is in the sign of Taurus, it does mean there is energy available for you to tap into when it comes to prosperity and affluence and material gain. right up until May of next year. So this can formulate in you having new ideas about new businesses, or perhaps there's stuff around your house that you have outgrown and you decide to sell it online. You bring more finances into your world within the next 12 months, okay? Now, I do want to let you know about a little bit of a glitch that is happening in the month of May astrologically. It's also something to look out for. And when Jupiter moves into the sign of Taurus, its first major alignment is a clash with Pluto. Okay, now Pluto is associated with the hidden coming to light, so it can mean anything in the financial sector that has been hidden from everybody starts to come to light. I know that there is talk about major restructure and a move to a digital currency, so you'll see more of that. But also, it can indicate anything that's been hidden from the collective, it starts to be exposed. And some of the information might be very difficult to fathom and understand, but also I want you to be aware that because Jupiter is involved, it does mean that some of the changes can be for our benefit. So I want you to be aware of that. Now, the glitch comes in the fact that Pluto is also associated with pandemics, and not just the one that we just went through. I'm talking about pandemics throughout the years and the decades and the centuries and all of that. They want me to go one more, so I will. And during this alignment, we can be reminded of those experiences, those hard times that we went through, okay? So I don't want to hear about it either. I absolutely understand. But this time period can lend itself to looking back or seeing developments in that area that we need to look at. So it could be like new data starts to surface, or it could be that there are developments with the issues themselves, or more variations, things like that. So I don't really want to go there, but because I can see the energy and the alignments, there is, I feel, a need for me to just let you know so that you are forewarned, forearmed, all of those things, okay? It is actually a bit more of a positive time because Jupiter is present this time round, and it suggests an easier time for us all. But Jupiter, remember, its benevolence will be available to us all until 2024, May 2024. And that's when major changes and restructures come to a head. And of course, we'll get there when we get there. But ultimately, this period encourages us all to detox our body, mind, and soul, declutter, really focus on the things that we want to accomplish, and also take a keen eye on our finances. Look at our budgets, as well as protect all that you've worked hard for by keeping an eye on where you house your finances, making sure they're not in institutions that are linked by license. Otherwise, if you have a certain amount of money, then both institutions, your finances are not safe or insured should there ever be an economic fluctuation. So I'm definitely seeing people being a little bit more savvy about their finances during the month of May because of that Taurus influence. Now, your third house of communication is actually influencing you during this time. So you're being more direct about what you want, and not just on a personal level, but in terms of asking the universe for what you want. You're actually vocalizing it. You're having those wonderful ideas, putting it out to the universe, and actually taking action on it as well. Now, this is about standing your ground, getting a better deal. Even if it's shopping around for a discount, the third house can help you, discover these aspects. You may also feel like taking a quick trip, a get out of town, refresh your soul kind of trip. So this may be something you're compelled to do, but also you could be planning a great escape for later on in the year. So you may be having a big vacation, or planning one, or even saving for one, and it will definitely soothe your soul, ground your energy, and make you feel recharged. Your ninth house takes over from that. And that's all about the bigger philosophical questions. You may feel compelled to learn more about your craft or your skills, or take up a hobby, or even, study more about cultures as you go traveling, because it can also connect to traveling as well. Definitely learning more about yourself and your own needs and what your heart desires is a very strong time for connecting to the bigger picture, your bigger goals and dreams, and keeping life interesting. So if you feel that things have got a little bit stagnant or a little bit dull recently, then this is definitely a time to readdress the balance and bring more excitement and spontaneity into your world. And talking about that, we've got the Fool card. This is your starting position. So you are really trying to open yourself up to a new beginning, and it could be that you just want to bring more fun into your life. With this card, they're actually showing me an image in the water of a Ferris wheel, and I think one of those showed up in another reading. I want to say it was either Leo or Scorpio. I'm not sure 100%, but I'll have to really try to think back on that one because lots of images come in and out of the readings. But they're showing me a Ferris wheel right now. Some of you may have been feeling that you're going around in circles in something. It could be an idea, or it could be an event, or maybe it's a situation that you've been feeling that you've just been going round circles. It could even literally be that, you know, if you're trying to get a refund for a product that you purchased and it was faulty, or you had to send it back, or you just didn't want it, you may feel like you're going back and forth and just getting nowhere on it. Well, the month of May will see you make progress on that and you get your desired outcome, whatever that is, okay? Now, with the Ferris wheel, it can indicate a real desire to escape, have fun, enjoy life a little bit more. But it can also indicate that you are making changes as you level up to the next stage in your life. So I definitely see an elevation in your life. Now, this could be on a physical level, you know, in terms of a job or a project, or, you know, a status within the community, or within a sector that you're hoping to elevate in. Or it could also be spiritually, okay, that you're, you know, evolving this month. I also get a sense that this time period can promote self-growth and a progressive time to reach a higher level on your spiritual journey. Okay. They're giving me something. It looks like a quote. It could be a quote. I'm not sure, but I'm just going to give you what I'm seeing in the water right now. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down, but the most important thing is to enjoy the ride. Okay. Well, of course, we have to try and enjoy our journey as much as possible. And sometimes that's not always possible. Sometimes we got to be okay with not being okay. Sometimes we have to be angry. Sometimes we have to be, you know, frustrated. Sometimes we have to shout for what we want. And sometimes we're going to be happy and joyful. So, of course, things are fluctuating, but I definitely see with your cards in the month of May, you're on the up. There's a lot more joy and excitement and happiness here. I see a happy family. I see you really connecting to your soul path. There's a real desire to connect to your life's purpose, and I feel some of you could be starting afresh. Now, that could be that you're at an evaluation period where you want to begin again. So some of you may actually decide to go back to college, or even take a course of learning online, you know, like a university is it University Challenge, or, you know, even like Yale, they do some online courses. Some of you may physically go back to college. Some of you may be actually at college and you're just coming out of that now and into the big wide world of working. So I feel like there's a transition here happening for you. Some of you, it may be that you're relocating to a new area, or thinking about it, thinking about going into real estate, buying new property, moving, or just simply launching a project. Some of you may be doing something that perhaps you feel a leap of faith is required. It's like, take a breath, take that leap and go for it. So you may literally be launching an idea, okay, that I feel you are encouraged by spirit to do. So it may be something that's like a hunch, or something that perhaps you've been feeling spiritually that you should take part on. Some of you may literally go on a spiritual retreat this month, or have one planned for later on the year, but you actually physically book it this month. But there's definitely a new chapter here for you. And also, more importantly, there's new energy available to you. Some of you may have been feeling a little bit isolated recently, because we do have the Hermit energy. But with the Four of Wands, I definitely see you creating a little bit more balance in your world, connecting to friends perhaps, or people that you haven't seen for a while if you've been off grid or you've withdrawn recently. I definitely see you getting out and being a bit more sociable this month. And there's an invitation here. that comes in the month of May that you think about not going to. Okay, I feel like at first you're like, oh, I don't know if I want to go to that. And then it sits on your mind for a little bit. And then you may go, oh, you know what, I'm going to go. And I think you either RSVP or you decide that you're going to go to it. And then just before you're about to go again, you're like, oh gosh, I wish I'd never said I would go to that thing. But when you go, because I see you going to it, you're going to have the time of your life. You're going to really love it. And I do feel that if you go there, I see if you're single, there's a potential for you to meet someone. And I feel like you're talking to someone new and it starts to bud into something long term. That's what I see, okay? So I'll just leave that one there. For those of you who are in a relationship, I feel some of you could, discover a newfound friend at this event. Or if you're in business, there could be a networking opportunity with this event. And what I see at this event is you're meant to go to it, okay? Use your intuition. You'll have a little hunch deep down where you're like, you know what, I think I should go, but I really don't know if I want to go, okay? But I do feel you end up going to it. Now, some of you may literally be getting the keys to new property and moving into something, and it's very, very exciting. Ultimately, I feel this month you're trying to find ways to bring a little bit more spontaneity into your world. Also, they're giving me a wonderful energy of someone is going to pay you a compliment in the month of May that's going to put a spring in your step. It could literally be someone as you're walking down the street that goes, oh my gosh, I love that coat. Where did you get it? But I feel there's a major compliment coming in about your, it's about your looks, but I mean, it's not, my readings are not about aesthetics, but someone's going to comment on the way that you look in a really positive way that just makes you smile and goes, you know what? I got it. I got it. I don't know. It's a passing comment. The person may not even stop you in the street. They may just be like, looking good, or I'm not sure. And I know some people don't like that. It's not a cat call. That's not what I'm seeing. Okay, I want you to be aware it's respectful, whatever this comment is. It could simply be that you go up to the reception of a company and they're like, oh my gosh, I love your hair, or wow, you're that age. You don't look your age. You look younger than your age. There's a compliment coming in the month of May, and this person gives it with a pure heart, and it just, I don't know, I feel it comes at the right time where you're feeling a little bit frustrated, a little bit like exhausted and tired, and not feeling your best self. This underlines that even when you don't feel your best self, you show up, and other people don't see what you see. Okay, they see someone who has actually got it all going on. They see you as someone who is a real power force to be reckoned with, someone who is capable, talented, and shows up for themselves. Okay, so this is the energy that I'm picking up here. Now, some of you may be desiring a new start or something fresh and exciting in your world, because you may have felt that perhaps things have got into a repetitive cycle. You may feel a little bit frustrated. With the Four Wands in this position, some of you may have been feeling that something is out of harmony, or that you need to move away from something that perhaps has made you feel isolated or just a little bit fed up, that you're not connecting to it anymore. It's okay to walk away from things that don't vibe with you anymore. The things you wanted maybe 10, 20 years ago, or even a year ago, may not be the same things that you want now as you start to gather more information, as you start to evolve, as you start to become the person that you are and always meant to be. So it's okay to let go of things. You're not failing by letting something go. You're not giving up by letting something go. You're evolving and saying, that doesn't resonate with me anymore. And I have the courage to let it go because it actually prepared me for the next part of my journey. And this is more right for me in this moment in time in May 2023. So whatever it is you're connecting to, I definitely see it's a new start. It's fresh. There's lots of new ideas for you. And I feel it actually makes you more happy. It brings you more fulfillment and excitement and a little bit more, I don't know, movement in your world. There's less stagnancy, okay? So even if you're tired and you're like, okay, I've got a lot of time on my hands, I got projects, I'm busy, I'm keeping myself going, but still, I lack that little spark or that little something something. You discover that, whatever that is, in the month of May. Now, it could be an event, could be a person that you're meeting. I definitely feel that eventually it becomes like a group of people. So it could be like a soul tribe member, or you join a group to do something, and it just puts a little bit of a spark into your life. Okay, now with the Page of Swords, this is an indication that you have lots of new ideas this month. You're going to be very productive. You're going to be in the state of doing. Not only are you going to be curious about something new, whether this is a new project or you are expressing yourself in new ways, because this could be through clothes, this could be in your voice, because the third house, remember, of communication, being direct, is influencing you at this time. But this indicates you've got a new focus. So with the Fool card and the Page of Wands, sorry, the Page of Swords even, let me get that right, Page of Swords, you've got a new focus. So you're bringing your attention to something a little bit adventurous in your world. I'm going to give the word adventurous. That's the energy that I'm being given here. Now, you are someone who is super intelligent. You've got a lot of smarts, and there's something that you've been calculating or strategizing. You're giving it your full attention in the month of May. You may have been very vigilant with whatever this is. It could be formulating behind the scenes, but now it starts to become a little bit more important in your world, and I feel you're eager to get going on it. Pages tend to bring news, so I definitely see that there is some really great news headed in your direction that transforms everything. Now, for some of you, it could be that you want to explore a new neighborhood and you're going to change apartments, or you're going to put the feelers out for a new job and see what else is out there. And of course, the job market, there may have been some shortages or difficulties. So if you have been looking for work and you can't find any, or if you don't have a job right now and you've been really disappointed, there's an opportunity being gifted to you at the end of, well, I feel it's more middle to end of May, that is going to make you sing with joy, okay? It's something that really resonates with your heart. It's something where you can offer your full attention, your emotions, your intuition, your efficiency, your talent. I feel it's almost like it's a role made for you. So that's definitely coming out there. Now, I also see in the month of May, you have something to say. Now, this could be channeled through a book or a screenplay or a piece of art, something productive. I definitely feel like you're making your mark in the month of May, and like people see you in a new light in the month of May. That's what I'm being given here. And also, I feel like you may be on a bit of a mission in the month of May to try and find some information that may be very hard to find. So, for example, if you're going into real estate or you're buying a large purchase or property, you may be like doing your diligence to find, information on the company that you're purchasing from, or there may be like documents that have a lot of jargon that sometimes may mean nothing, and you have to look it up and find out the meanings, the key words, before you sign anything. It could also indicate if you are giving, like if you're sending something back, because I keep getting this sense of you sending something back in the month of May. So it could be something you purchased that you have to send back because there's either a fault with it, or it didn't come the way you want, or maybe it never showed up. I'm getting a sense that you have to get a refund, or you have to try and get a better, just try and get it looked at is what I'm seeing here. You will sort this out, but I feel like you have to go around the houses to get it done. So there may be lots of phone calls, maybe lots of frustrating emails to get it done. So you may feel a little bit dissatisfied at first, but you will get it done. Okay, but I see you being very efficient, very productive this month. And with the Six of Swords, whatever you're moving away from, you're being guided in that direction. It's either with a hunch or a knowingness. You just know that something is transitioning for you. Something is changing for you, okay? And the Six of Swords, along with the Page of Swords, indicates exploration. So some of you are like reaching outside of your immediate circumstances and looking at uncharted territory. So it could be that you are joining a new group of people, either like a hobby, or maybe you're joining a new gym, or perhaps If you are someone who's normally very sporty, but you've never tried rock climbing, you may decide to do that. I definitely get a sense of you looking outside yourself for new adventures. Now, the Page of Swords, this can also indicate that you've been going through a very difficult time, a very turbulent time, and a very emotionally fraught time. The Six of Swords indicates that you are protected and you will be directed to the place that you're meant to be going. You may have felt a little bit tested recently, and you may have felt that things have been a little bit unfair as the circumstances have been very difficult. And they're indicating that yes, you have been tested. You are gaining a lot of wisdom in this turbulent time. Trust. You're making a calm space within, and your outer conditions will also be calm too. The outer conditions will also start to become calmer. You are conditioned to expect troubles ahead because you've had to be strong. You've had a difficult journey in life. But I feel you're choosing to trust in the unknown, and May is going to really show you that the universe has your back. But you're transitioning to something better. So if you're actually moving away from something, you're not starting from scratch, you're starting from experience. And actually, you're having the courage to walk away from something that either bored you or you feel there's a refusal, a flat refusal to accept anything less than you truly deserve. So you're cutting it out, okay? Now, also, some of you could be looking at new diets or exercise routines or sleeping patterns to try and make yourself feel a little bit more rested and recharged, especially if you're looking at food substances that make you feel bloated or lethargic. I definitely see you cutting those things out or taking certain things, trialing what works and what doesn't work, because I feel like you're in a period of exploration and investigation right now. So some of you, there may even be a friend or someone that I'm really picking up on an energy of wondering what a person, okay, let me get this right. They're giving me an energy of you knowing someone from the past and wondering what they're up to, okay? It's like someone from your college or from your childhood just pops into your mind. You're like, I wonder what they're up to. Within 6 months, this person will somehow have made their way to messaging you. Now, it could be that you bump into a good friend of yours and they say, oh my gosh, I bumped into this person the other day and they were asking about you. And you're like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about them. And they say, oh, they asked for your number, but I didn't give it. I wanted to make sure you're okay with that first. And then there will be a connection. There is a reunion here with you and someone that you used to know. Okay? And that information, I feel, could come from a third party like your friend or a work colleague. There's definitely someone reaching out. They've been thinking about you too. It's not an accident that you're thinking of each other. Now this person, I mean, I will pull a card on it. It could be a romantic person, as in perhaps you went to college with someone and you had a flirtation with them, or there was chemistry but it never got explored. 9 of Cups, 8 of Swords, the Star. Okay. It doesn't have to be romantic, but I do feel like you reunite with this person. We got the 9 of Cups, the 8 of Swords, and the Star. I mean, this literally means, like, if you apply these cards to the situation, it's like your wish is to know what they're up to, or, you know, you wish to kind of be reconnected to that person. 8 of Swords, you haven't seen them for a while. You've been closed off or isolated from this person in some way. And the Star is, they're suddenly revealed, or the stars are aligning to bring you and that person back together in each other's life. That's definitely what I'm picking up on that front. Yeah. Ace of Swords, there's going to be lots of communication. This person may have an opportunity for you, or they introduce you to something or somebody that's actually going to bring a lot of excitement and balance into your world. Okay, so that's showing up for you there. Now, there's definitely a wish coming true here for you as well with the 9 of Cups. 8 of Swords, something that you think will never happen, something that you cannot see happening in your life, something that perhaps has made you feel a little bit nervous. You've been longing for it, but it's not been showing up for you. There's a breakthrough on it, okay? There's some really good karma for you this month where you're going to get a moment. It's like something you've been hoping for is revealed. It's almost like a miracle. I don't really want to say miracle because that sounds like unbelievable, but I do feel There is a breakthrough on something you've been desiring that you could not possibly see happening in the month of May, but it will, okay? Now, this could be if you're looking for love. You could be talking to someone new. I definitely see that happening there. There's an invitation. Remember that. Also, I feel something you've been wishing for. It could be, there's a knowingness here. It's like you think that can't possibly happen, but deep down you're like, but I feel it. I just feel it. Well, you're going to make progress on that, whatever that is, okay? They're showing me that you're coming out of a very testing time, and you've been going through a very deep period of personal development. This is the card of introspection, which of course is the Hermit energy. So in the resistance position, I feel like you're going to be a little bit more sociable this month, and you're going to open yourself up and get out there. So if you are looking for love, you're putting yourself in a perfect position to meet new love. But with the Hermit card in this position, it can mean some of you have been feeling a little bit isolated, or you feel like you're questioning your soul tribe and wondering where you truly belong. There's a big soul searching question here. But I feel majority of this is really about your soul path, your life's purpose. Pay close attention to your dreams. They're indicating there's a message in your dreams, and bizarrely, they want me to say there's a river in it. There's a river in this dream. Okay, so it could literally be a dream about your true calling, and in the background of your remembrance of the dream, there is a river. So pay close attention. They're indicating there's a river in it. Rivers, they tend to connect to emotions, free-flowing energy, and even direction, okay? Rivers tend to have some sort of current that is taking you somewhere. So I feel like it's about your direction. So pay close attention to that. Now, you are someone who is very knowledgeable. You have a lot of smarts. But you may have gone off-grid, or you may find you have to go off-grid in the month of May to really focus on something without distraction. To complete it is what they're giving me. It could be to complete something. It's connected to your purpose. I mean, it could literally be like legal documents or forms you have to fill out, or even some of you may go on courses that you don't go on with your friends. You have to do this alone, whatever this is. You will be victorious is what they're giving me. Now, they're also showing me ants. You know, the insects, ants. Okay, now, either you've just found that you've got like an infestation of ants, I'm not sure, but I feel it's more spiritually connected to you. Ants are all about community, about strength, good fortune, perseverance, adapting to new circumstances. I did not know that. Thank you so much. I'm truly grateful. They're also giving me rewards for consistent efforts. That's what they want you to be aware of. You're going to gain rewards for consistent efforts this month. You're a great strategist and very capable of building your dreams. You will accomplish whatever it is that is your goal. It's a very auspicious omen is what they're showing me, especially regarding wealth. I did not know that either. But there may be a collaboration or something that you work on within the community or within a group at work that requires patience and balance. There may be one person who tries to commandeer the whole thing or try to take charge of the whole thing, but it will get resolved. Balance and harmony will remain. So if anyone is trying to push your buttons at work or is causing a lot of pressure, I definitely see that you're managing your stress levels this month, and I see that things are going to be a lot more harmonious by the middle of May. And I definitely see some really great stuff coming for you at the end of May. Now, the Temperance card in this position, it's the resistance position. It's like I got it in the reverse. This is a bit of disruptive energy, feeling a bit out of control or out of balance. And some of you may have been very frustrated with the way the world is going right now, or the way life is right now. And you may actually be dipping your toe into new ideas, but I feel in May you actually fully launch something. Now, the Temperance actually means be in the flow, connect to your true life's purpose, but you may be re-examining your priorities right now. If your life is in disharmony, I feel like you're trying to restructure. there could even be a restructure at your work environment that brings a lot more peace and less office politics as well. If you're not in the working environment and you are retired, I definitely see you coming up with new ideas of how to spend your time. Some of you will definitely connect to a spiritual retreat, or you will go on a vacation or retreat and have a sudden spiritual awakening or an epiphany that helps you really coming to balance and understand your family life a little bit more, and your lineage is what they're indicating. Some of you may literally be thinking about moving abroad as well, because I see someone looking at a map. Okay, so some of you may be wondering, is there another place in the world that you feel connected to, or that you would like to buy real estate or property towards? I mean, even if it seems like a pipe dream right now, it will become a reality, and you'll start to see things move and shift later on in the year or the next couple of years towards that lifestyle, if that's what you're dreaming of right now. Now we got the Four of Wands, which indicates a slight disconnect. You may have felt, disconnected from your friends or from your spiritual purpose, or you may have felt that normally you have a lot of spiritual gifts that you tap into, but you may have been feeling a little bit numb recently. That will change in May, because I feel like you're pretty exhausted. You need to recharge your batteries. You've been doing a lot, you've been multitasking, and you've been having a lot of stuff on your plate. So this month, May, is all about connecting to you, nurturing yourself, your body, mind, and soul, and stepping into all the possibilities that are available to you, but as long as you quieten your mind. If there's something you've been worried about, you'll find that there was nothing to worry about. That's what they're definitely giving me there. Okay, they're also giving me a song. Interesting. Surprise, surprise, I don't know this song. Sometimes I know them, sometimes I really don't. Let me see. I know a lot of people are like, this is a really famous song, Baba. How could you not know this? Well, sometimes it's not my genre. I don't listen to everything, and I'd rather know stuff. I'm a Scorpio. I'm comfortable with who I am right now, but Scorpio trait is we don't like to be exposed for not knowing something. But I'm always honest and say, look, I don't know it. So I'd rather know it, or at least preempt it, or maybe find a song before the reading and say, yeah, I'm going to use this one so I know it. But I'm not like that. I'm channeling, and I'm thrown like a snippet of a song, and it goes so fast and it sounds like it's underwater, so I have to really focus on it, and I'm like, nope, don't got that one. But anyway, let me just connect to this one. Okay, this is very precise. One day you'll live in happiness with a heart that's full of joy. I mean, I wish that for everyone. I can't tell you who sings this song. I mean, the way I'm being given it, either it's a cover, it sounds really like metal. Not heavy metal, but rock metal kind of thing. So I don't know that song, but I'll look it up. But it's a very positive lyric, so you definitely will. You've got the Sun card right there. So I do feel that you're stepping towards fulfillment, abundance, and there's some really good news coming your way, because Four of Wands, you get it in the reverse at first, but by the end of May, everything is turned upright, which means there is change and resolution, but also celebration. You will celebrate something in the month of May. You may even be invited to a celebration or an event that brings a lot of joy. Something you've been preparing for is being realized, is coming to term. It will be showing up for you in the month of May. You've been preparing for this. I mean, it could even be that you're trying to buy property or step into the real estate game, because the Four of Wands can connect to the home space or to property. And that's also with the Four of Pentacles, but you've got the Four of Wands there. There is a little bit of magic happening for you in the month of May, where you really connect to your passions, and the things you start thinking about, they start showing up for you. So just watch that, observe your thoughts, just flippantly think of something right at the beginning of May, and at the end of May, go, that showed up for me. But remember, it's so important, sometimes we can just throw something out to the universe and not attach an expectation to it. Attach a feeling to it, absolutely. It'd be like, yeah, it'd be really wonderful if this thing happened, and then just leave it there and trust that the universe will, deliver it to you. But if we crush something by saying, dear universe, please, 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 I beg of you, please, please make it happen. And then the next day, dear universe, please, 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 you're crushing it. It's like the butterfly. Allow it to land on your hand. You don't need to crush it. It's meant to be there. So breathe. Whatever is meant for you will never pass you by, okay? So great news headed in your direction. We've got the Sun card, which means you're going to have a lot more energy in the month of May to be very productive, to reach for all the goals and accomplish them, to obtain them. Okay, the Sun card is all about success. So lots of success for you in the month of May. Now, success looks differently for everybody. For some people, success is getting out of bed in the morning and feeling inspired. For some, it is getting a promotion, a raise, or new income. For others, it could be getting love. So whatever it is you are focused on, whatever your new focus is in the month of May, that is what you will obtain in the month of May, okay? Now, also, I definitely see a spiritual awakening of sorts. You're leaving any confusion behind. The answers that you seek will come to you, and things become clear. There's major clarity for you. Also, the Sun indicates lots of things blossoming for you, lots of abundance, money flowing towards you. I mean, I definitely see you keeping a tight rein on your finances and really being able to have a little bit more money for the home space for your family unit. Also, I feel if you've been going through a very dark and challenging time, this month is a lot easier on you. I feel there's a lot more positive energy headed in your direction. And the Ten of Cups really indicates, peace, serenity, good fortune, well-being, and taking pleasure in all that you've accomplished. You're going to, do so much this month. You're going to be so proud of yourself, and all will be well. This is also, it's like you're reaching for that ultimate natural state of happiness, that well-being, that peace, that effortless sense of joy that we all search for. I feel like you will obtain it in some way in the month of May. Now, this could be a very successful moment where you get everything you desire. But I feel the Ten of Cups is also an indication that you have more. Okay, let me put it this way. The little things in life matter, okay? So I feel like there is a sense of appreciation and gratitude for all that you will have in May. And because there's such good things coming towards you, I feel there's just this immense sense of gratitude. So whatever it is that's showing up for you, you're going to feel really proud that you implemented the changes that are necessary to achieve this, but at the same time, the universe sent you a little bit of magic, extra magic this month, okay? Now, we do have the Judgment card, so a lot of this is connected to your true calling, but you may feel this month you're at a bit of a fork in the road. You're asking a lot of questions, self-evaluating, trying out new ideas, exploring what works and what doesn't work in your world. And the Judgment card is really a card of second chances. So if you've been out of the dating game for a while, this is an opportunity for you to get back in. If you are a budding artist and you've lost your motivation, or you've lost a sense of self recently, you are reconnecting to that sense of self. The Judgment card also indicates that whilst you're discovering what you need to do, your true calling, you're having a bit of a wake-up moment or a clarity moment where you make a final decision on something. And as soon as you understand, you're being called to move forward in the direction that you need to follow, okay? The Judgment card also can mean that sometimes you judge yourself a little bit harshly. You're a little bit critical on yourself. And because we're going through an eclipse, it's really important to realize that you, my beautiful Pisces, you're a very sensitive person. You may be a little bit snappy during this time, but that energy will dissolve and you'll feel a lot more refreshed, rejuvenated, and revitalized. Now, I want to pull a card on the Judgment card because we do have Mercury retrograding right up until the 14th of May, but from the 15th, you'll see different energy. Mercury retrograde can represent exes reaching out, or people from your past reaching out. I am picking up an energy of an ex coming through, so I just want to pull a card on it. Okay, this person hurt you. I feel like you keep this person at a distance. Yeah, Six of Swords, you want to get away from this situation. What have they got to say? Why are they trying to come on in? They've been thinking about you. This person is still very detached and very, very wishy-washy, okay? This person is very indecisive. They do think about you a lot. Doesn't mean that they don't care about you, but I feel this person, they're not emotionally available to offer you love that you deserve, okay? So if you are single and looking for love, then just be mindful of that. I mean, every single card is like block. Nine of Wands, this person hurt you, okay? And we got the Six of Swords. So we've got this energy of you being protected and redirected towards something else, something more emotionally fulfilling, shall we say. Yeah. So this person, though, they will reach out and say something like, I miss you, I've been thinking about you. It's very vague, their message, okay? So it's your call. We all have free will, but just watch out for that. Exes can reach out during this period. Now, you have a couple of cards here which indicate that you are in a very deep period of asking bigger questions, but also restructuring your life. The ultimate advice is follow your heart. The Queen of Cups indicates that you are someone who is very compassionate, very kind, very loving. Some of you may even have an idea to go into an arena where you can use your emotional and spiritual gifts to help other people. So you may actually go into a new sector like helping out in the community, or going into healthcare, or even being a practitioner, a spiritual practitioner. Some of you may pick up, you know, scrying or tarot, or you may develop your gifts in those areas. Ultimately, the Queen of Cups, and again, male or female, not a gender-specific reading, this month really is about your own needs, self-care, self-love, and protecting your energy, deflecting anything that drains your energy, and that includes food, not just people. It can be situations, it can be areas, it can be TV shows, it can be news items, whatever it is that brings your vibe low and drains you of your energy. I feel like you're really being mindful of it this month. Now, do remember also, if you're listening to something on a social media platform like YouTube or something like that, and you're listening to it as you fall asleep, remember that it can tick over to other people's videos that you may not choose. Okay, so you're absorbing as you sleep. So just watch out for that, because they are indicating better sleeping patterns here. Ultimately, there's something being offered to you in the month of May that you are going to be so excited about. So you may even set up your own business where you help people. I mean, it could even be that you set up your own channel, social media channel, because swords can all be about communication, and your third and ninth house are influence. So some of you may be setting up, you know, some sort of channel or communication platform, or even that you are doing some marketing for something that you do. You're promoting your work. Ultimately, I see a happy family here, a lot of warmth, a lot of joy. I almost feel like you're revisiting good times again after a long period of feeling a bit cold or isolated. Okay. Now, I'm not sure if I mentioned, probably not, but they're showing me this event that you go to, that you are invited to. It's almost like there's someone there who's either famous or well-known or has regal connections. And, oh, one more. They want... This person, they get talking to you at this event. And this could be someone that you connect with on a deeper level, and you end up keeping in contact with this person. Okay, so just watch out for that. That's popping up there as well. We've got protection. So your Six of Swords card is your protection and redirection. So you're definitely being protected from a difficult situation or a turbulent time, and you're being guided out of difficulty. So it says regeneration and royal power, health, protection, and protection from evil or negative forces. So I would also say make sure that you're eating healthily or getting all your vitamins, because I do feel your immune system needs protecting this month, just against seasonal colds and things like that. That's what I'm picking up for you. We've also got finances. So more money coming on in here for you. We've got business and financial matters, fruits of your labor paying off, and financial opportunities popping in for you. Okay. And we've also got drastic changes. And it says here, destruction of the old, the wake-up call. So I do feel like you are restructuring. That's the equivalent of the tower energy. Remember, the tower is not a negative force. It is a force for change. It actually liberates you from a stuck situation in order to bring positive outcomes into your life. But it requires a leap of faith, okay? In the traditional Rider-Waite Tarot, the tower is actually like a prison. It's a very big tower. You go round and round in circles, and you may have been feeling that you've been going round and round in circles. I'm not sure if I mentioned this. It came up in the meditation that I do. I do a 10-minute meditation for everyone's reading before I start, and they showed me a Ferris wheel for you. If I didn't mention it, they're showing it to me again, so I'm just going to mention it now, just in case I didn't. I'm scrying, so I can't really remember whether I've actually mentioned it. It's showing up. Okay, what they're showing me is a Ferris wheel going round and round, and I do feel like a Ferris wheel showed up in one of the readings this month. It may even be for Scorpio or Leo. I can't really remember for sure, but you may have felt like you're going round and round in circles in some area of your life, and you're trying to make changes to move away from that, to liberate yourself from that. Also, the Ferris wheel can represent a desire to escape, have fun, enjoy life a little bit more. Okay, and because you got that Fool card, I definitely pick up on that energy of you doing that. Now, I do apologize if that came up right at the beginning. If it's come up again in your reading, it means I didn't really give the full indication. It could be that you're walking down the street and find your local park has got a carnival and they've got a Ferris wheel, or you'll see a Ferris wheel. You may even see like a documentary after this reading and a Ferris wheel pops up. So just be mindful. This indicates that you're coming out of a very difficult time and there's a lot more happiness and joy on the horizon. Also listen out for that song, whatever that song was, because it indicates some really good news coming in your direction. Now, as you can see, these two figures, they take a leap of faith. Sometimes the universe makes our world a little bit more uncomfortable. So not only were these figures kind of like going round and round in circles in a big old tower, they didn't change their circumstances. So the universe gets a lightning bolt and hits it on the crown chakra. The crown chakra is to know. And the lightning bolt, you know that there needs to be change. But if you do not enforce it, the universe will come along and knock you off the fence and encourage you to make those changes by making life feel a little bit more difficult. And if you've been feeling very frustrated or isolated and you know that things need to change, the universe is giving you a big heads up. If you don't change the circumstances by your own volition, we will actually bring in like the karmic bulldozers and make some changes in your life. So you get a choice. You make the changes, but if you ignore the signs, then we'll make the changes for you. And they may not be as comfortable as you'd hoped for. Ultimately, you'll be taking a leap of faith and opening yourself up to a new journey. So it will benefit you long term, but sometimes we go through a very uncomfortable period before. It's like the dark before the dawn. Sometimes we go through a difficult period before we come out the other side and everything is in harmony, literally in harmony, okay? So it says here, discovering harmony within, harmonious relationships, and living peacefully. Ultimately, I feel that's what your goal is in the month of May. And to some people, that may seem like, oh, that's not much. But actually, to the majority, it's like, it's a welcome breath of fresh air, okay? I do see your finances increasing. I do see you following your heart and an opportunity coming on in for you. I also see some great news for you as well, and a very important month for spiritual evolution. So lots of epiphanies, lots of new ideas, and lots of movement. Just going to take two of those. Yeah, look at that. I am abundant. Okay, so lots more finances being attracted to you. And I have a higher purpose. Something you've been praying for or wishing for is heading in your direction, okay? So enjoy the changes and really enjoy discovering parts of yourself that perhaps you felt you've been disconnected from. Oh, I've never had this happen before. Oh, I had the strangest of energies, which was like pause. So I paused, not unless someone actually put me on pause. I'm not sure. Pause. And then it was like, take that one. And it was a strange energy. It was like, so maybe that's indicative of you having to take a bit of a pause before you make a major decision to make some changes in your life. I'm not sure. What I'm seeing right now is someone having a box of chocolates and looking over the chocolates and being like, and going for one and then changing their mind and going, that one. That's what I'm seeing. So either you're doing that as you're listening to this reading. I mean, you know, there's that famous scene in that movie, Life is like a box of chocolates. Okay, you never know what you're going to get, that sort of thing. But I feel like you are choosing this month and you're going to get what you want. Okay, so your first rune is, of course, the wonderful wisdom. Okay, this is the God rune, and this connects to knowledge coming into your world, inspiration, and some advice as well. So this rune also connects to apprenticeship. So some of you may actually, as I said, pick up a new hobby or go on a course of learning. We've also got the birch rune. So this is about becoming. This is birthing a new idea or something starting for you that takes roots, is planted, and it starts to grow. And finally, we have, oh, love this one. This is the cattle rune. And this connects to wealth, okay? Power, being in a really powerful position, material gain, affluent, and fulfillment. Most importantly, it's about fulfillment, okay? So however you are trying to fulfill your life, I definitely feel that you're going to be proud of yourself in the month of May, okay? And also, I want you to be I just got an energy of someone saying, it's not ruin, it's rune, okay? And absolutely, I know that, but with the microphone and me trying to say ruin and rune, sometimes it doesn't come out as clear on the microphone, but I just want you to be aware, okay? Ruin. I think it's just the way I say it, R-U-N-E. So I'm not saying ruin as to be ruined, rune. Okay, so I'm gonna leave that there. I don't know who that just popped in. So that may have been anybody. So I completely understand, but sometimes it's very hard to articulate exactly over the microphone. So I'll leave that there. Anyway, I hope something does resonate in that reading for you. If it does, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press a little bell that lets you know when I update my next message. It lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Pisces, and love and light.